Hey guys, what's up? Summer11 here with my review of Steven Universe episode 80, Gym Drill. This episode continues where the last one left off and is the second episode of Steven Universe Into Deep. So, Steven wakes up and he and Peridot head to the center of the earth to stop the clusters since the crystal gems can't make it. And Peridot tells Steven to say, "It's gonna be great." And I think that was a reference to when she was talking about the cluster a few episodes ago. And as they're heading to the center of the earth, there's a conversation between Peridot and Steven. And there's Peridot, is that how you say it? Peridot. Actually, I'm going to look that up. Peridot, I remember. there's Peridot that's superheated. And Steven mistakes it for lava, which only comes out of volcanoes. And Steven asks her about Homeworld and what it was like. And Peridot says, "I didn't exist. And then I did." And this kind of reminds me of when my mom asked me how my sleep was. I wouldn't know. I was sleeping, then I was awake. And Peridot misses Homeworld in a way, but she is happy where she is now with the crystal gems. Kind of saying, like, that's her new family, basically. And based on this episode, her Earth family will probably get bigger. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And Steven feels bad for the gym units, and I'm wondering if there's more to that. I don't know, it's just like as I was watching the episode, he felt bad for the gym mutations, and I don't know. I just, like, even like what the episode covered on the gym mutations, I just wonder if there's more to that. And so, like, as they're going to the center of the earth, these gym units are like attacking their ship or whatever, or the drill, and Peridot has them shoot them down with a GameCube controller. And I'm sorry about that, if you can hear that. And they make it to the cluster, and it's just a bunch of gem shards. And really, it looks beautiful with all the variety of colors and everything. And the cluster starts to form, and then they kind of have to leave. They go up in the hole that they came in a little bit. And Peridot asks Steven if he has any last words, and he says, "I love you, Peridot." And that was a nice moment between the two. So the cluster kind of calms down because it's having trouble forming, and it's not like shooting up the hole, so it comes back down into the area that it's at. And Steven doesn't want to hurt the cluster, but Peridot starts to attack it, and I'm guessing it's like a baby in a way, and it doesn't really know what it's doing. So Steven starts to feel pain as Peridot is attacking the cluster. Triple tip penetration mode. No comment. So, sorry, I got a Facebook message. Steven starts to see these weird faces as he's still feeling the pain from the attack. And seriously, Steven looked like he was about to go through pregnancy or something. And I was thinking that Rose had some sort of connection to the cluster, but that makes zero sense, so that theory is dead immediately. And Steven wakes up in some space around the cluster gem's brain or brains or something. He's in their head, basically. And the cluster states that it wants to form, but it doesn't want to form as the cluster. It just wants to feel whole. And Steven tries introducing the gem shards to each other. And if the cluster is a child or a baby, then it can be influenced easily. So I'm guessing we can like think that Yellow Diamond gave the cluster like one order. It's going to do that. That's its purpose in life. And the cluster states that it can't stop and it will form. So Steven starts to bubble the individual gem shards, but obviously this won't work because there's so many of them. So Steven wakes up and the cluster is starting to bubble itself. And that's kind of like, it relates to the whole child thing. Like, he started bubbling it, he kind of helped it out, I guess in a way almost gave it an order, kind of like how Yellow Diamond did. So that's what it's going to be doing. And I have a theory for this later on. Someone else is going to influence the cluster and cause it to do something else. So Steven, he helps it bubble itself, but I don't think this will work. And as I said, I'll get into that later. The gems return, and then Steven tells them about the cluster, and that's how the episode ends. And overall, this is a good episode. I like them to start defining Steven's powers a little bit more. Like, I know he's the main character and all, but he just seems to have a lot of powers. And I don't know if is that because he's half human and half gem. I would like to see this explained in the near future, because like he can heal things, he can bubble things. I mean, I think all the gems can bubble pretty much. I don't know. still though, like, he felt a connection to the cluster in a way. Like, why is that? Why didn't Peridot feel that? Like, even if these aren't powers, there's something unique about Steven, and I'd like to see those explained more. Now, with this episode, I can kind of tell where the story is going next, and I guess it could just be a theory, but I think I'm right, but we'll see. The next episode will probably focus on Lapiz getting to know the gang a little bit more, and maybe even the next few episodes will get some, the next few episodes could be based on Lapiz, but the story will also be there. And I can see her only trusting Steven and slowly gaining trust from the other gems. Lapiz's introduction will be different from Peridot's because she's coming in the middle of the story, in the middle of something like very drastic, very dangerous. And Peridot came before this, I guess, like, big threat was coming and everything, before things were like super serious. So I don't know. It'll just be different because she has to, like, I don't know, maybe she'll like protect the gems in some situation and that'll make them closer or something. I mean, Lapiz doesn't like the gems, and we're gonna have to get some dynamic between the two, and hopefully it's a nice dynamic where they're like friends or like frenemies, but it's not like annoying or anything. Now, Jasper. Jasper fell into the core of the earth, and I think Jasper will awaken the cluster again. Jasper is a fan of fusion now, so why not fuse with the billion gem shards if it gives you more power? She'll probably give herself up for more power, or maybe she'll be the main force in the cluster or of the cluster, since she's like a complete gem. And in the next few episodes, I'll say that they'll fight Jasper in her cluster form and either end up killing her or somehow saving her. And we may get a conflict involving Connie and the others, If it's that serious, maybe this might be the time where Connie is useful. I don't know. Connie could be useful when Yellow Diamond or the other diamonds come in, but we'll see. Maybe there'll be like a time skip in the story. I don't know. I mean, this show is kind of inspired by anime, and I think we're going to need a time skip eventually, or, I don't know, just show Steven getting older, Steven having more control of his powers, or establishing his powers more. And this would be a good time for Steven to fuse with the gems, but I don't really think he's ready for that, so maybe Lapiz or Peridot could join in, and again, that could link them to the gems more. And the cluster has just been hyped up too much, and it kind of has to happen. Like, I don't know, I feel like it would be very lackluster to be like, oh yeah, Steven, he bubbled the cluster. That's the end of that arc or whatever. Yeah, moving on. So yeah, the cluster's going to have him come into the story some way or another. And I'm surprised I haven't seen like that many theories about Jasper or anything like that. After the cluster conflict is over, we're going to need more episodes on Beach City. Lapiz and Peridot need to meet the citizens, and we just need to see what's up with characters like Jamie, Sadie, Lars, Greg, and more. Even though I like the story a lot, I'm kind of missing like some of the laid back episodes, so hopefully we get more of those. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Summer11. See you next time, and peace out.